Joining me now is Keaton Wallace. He is the managing director and founder of the Minexchange. Good to see you, Keaton.
Great to be here, Mark, and thanks for hosting.
Now, the company describes itself as the world's largest database of transactable mining assets. So can you give us a brief overview of the service and how it works?
Yeah, sure. So look, the Minexchange is, truly a global centralized platform which is dedicated to facilitating the buying and selling of high quality mining projects across all commodities and regions. We provide strategic opportunities for companies to consolidate on their non-core assets, whilst really providing access to non-dilutive capital streams through the divestment of non-core assets. So our goal is really to help the market overcome the bottleneck of the current sort of capital market structures that leaves the assets stranded, inactive and underappreciated. And we do this through leveraging our ever-growing database of over 10,000 industry leaders and key decision makers in the resource sector. And we empower really buyers and sellers to connect with each other directly and transparently through our platform.
All right, so let's get some real world examples as to how the service works. So let's say there is a company, they want to list their mine on your site. Walk us through that process. How does that work?
Yeah, no problem at all, Mark. So look, listing a project on the Minexchange is designed to be incredibly seamless, but yet sophisticated and efficient. The listing process, really should take 5 or so minutes should you have all the data in hand to do so. So step one is just creating an account by simply providing some personal or company details and then verifying your email address via an OTP system. It's fast, it's easy, and it's secure. And it gives you really immediate access to the world's largest database of transactable mining assets. You can either register as an individual or an agent, depending on your position in the market. So once registered, you can list your project for free with our proprietary online listing template, which allows and follows a best practice methodology really to obtaining and presenting your project in a professional, succinct format. Our platform actually provides automated NDA and facilitation agreements within the platform, and they're executed via DocuSign, and all is stored within your personalized dashboard once the listing is published live. It's incredibly simple. Once it's live, we then push it, we then publish it, and we promote the listing across our extensive database of over 10,000 mining executives, as I outlined before, and really key decision makers across the major resource exchanges in the USA, Canada, Australia, and Europe. And what that enables you to do is communicate directly with qualified buyers from across the world, pretty much in real time, subject to time zones. And whether it's a direct sale, a joint venture, or any other offer, the Minexchange then offers people the chance to capitalise on their otherwise stranded or inactive assets. And ultimately, what we want is to provide, access to non-dilutive funding in very, very tight capital markets.
So then from a buyer's perspective, how do they interact with the Minexchange on the site?
Even easier. So once you've got your account set up in the same process we described previously, the Minexchange then offers just a complete user-friendly experience to, allowing you to search and browse our entire array of assets on the platform. You can filter via location, via sector, commodity, a seller intention, whether it's joint venture option, via price, and also project status along the development cycle. So each listing provides comprehensive information, including a project summary, exploration highlights, the development stage, and then all available supporting document. Might be scoping studies, PEAs, definitive feasibility studies, depending on the stage of the project. And once you've found that project, you can then communicate directly with the seller through our messaging system, and to securely negotiate terms and hopefully finalise your transaction once those terms have been agreed to with the seller.
Now, agents are always looking to broker deals between buyers and sellers. They're on the Minexchange as well. How do they use it, and what are the advantages to engaging with an agent as well?
Look, the agent setup is no different really to a conjunctional real estate agent, in the property sector. They're regional experts. They play a crucial role in our platform's ecosystem. They represent the clients and they facilitate negotiations, ultimately bridging the gap between a vendor and a seller, using their extensive experience and knowledge of the local market, current trends, geological considerations, and ultimately regulatory and capital requirements for the company going forward. So they can advise on the most appropriate transaction structure to maximise your key value proposition and really assist with capital requirements for the transaction should they be required. Before an agent makes a listing on behalf of a client, we require that a vendor agreement be established so that both parties have complete transparency. And it's fantastic for agents also, Mark, because the agents in the end have the opportunity to use their skills and knowledge to increase a revenue stream. We offer 2% of the transaction value to agents for onboarding and successfully completing a transaction. So the Minexchange, in assisting, finding the right or matching the right project with the right buyer, the agent can play a huge part in that role.
Keaton, you're an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs are always looking for niches in various markets, voids in various markets. So what is the genesis of the Minexchange? Did you simply see a void and you decided to fill it?
Look, Mark, sort of quite simply, there's actually no truly transparent marketplace that exists in the mining sector. So if you look at any other good and service that's offered globally, there's a medium of exchange for buyers and sellers to engage via an online ecosystem. Airbnb for short stay accommodation, realestate.com for house sales, eBay, etc. So this did not exist prior to the Minexchange launch in December 2024. So each regional market, I guess, for mining assets, they face their own unique challenges that create inefficiencies in a tight bottleneck. In Canada, for example, there are current, massive sort of market liquidity issues, which leads to undervalued assets and ongoing friction in raising capital. In other markets, you have limited visibility of the process with a slow, expensive, and often cumbersome transaction pathway. So the Minexchange really addresses a significant gap that exists between or in markets around the world, and that is a lack of a centralised, transparent and efficient marketplace for mining assets that's really, truly global. So, we set out to leverage our existing connections and expertise in the industry to create a platform that would streamline the buying and selling process and really give both parties the maximum value through this shared vision. So the Minexchange has already become a trusted hub where buyers and sellers and agents seamlessly connect and conduct business. We've now got hundreds of projects on the platform for sale through all stages and along that traditional development cycle, with multiple transactions sort of already completing successfully through the platform. So, ultimately it's what the sector needed, and we've built it and we've got it to market with great success.
And our parent company, Red Cloud Financial, has obviously taken notice because the Minexchange has struck a partnership with Red Cloud. Could you explain the nature of that relationship?
Well, more than a partnership, Red Cloud have become an equity partner in the company, and ultimately Red Cloud is a tier 1 globally recognised financial services company, and they specialise entirely in the resource sector. So we couldn't be more excited to have Red Cloud as a shareholder in the Minexchange and a partner. They share our vision for disrupting this sector through the rollout of our platform, not only to their existing client base, but also the entire Canadian market as a whole, and hopefully into others in time. So partnering with Red Cloud Financial has been a great opportunity for us to expand our network even further and connect with new markets. They've got an enormous database And so together, we're going to leverage Red Cloud's extensive sort of Canadian network initially to promote the Minexchange at, industry-leading events and conferences like pre-PDAC and PDAC mining conferences and showcases at the end of this month, as well as other conferences and opportunities throughout the year. So look, we're super proud and very honoured to have Red Cloud as a partner and shareholder in the Minexchange. We couldn't be happier.
And lastly, Keaton, what is the ultimate vision for the Minexchange? Where do you see it in a few years' time? And could that involve eventually being a public company?
Well, a full global disruption of the M&A sector is ultimately what we're trying to do. Our ultimate vision really is to capitalise on our existing market position, which has come about very fast. We've only been in market for a couple of months, and the feedback and the organic listing process has been quite overwhelming. We're currently the largest global database of transactable mining assets, and we want to solidify our position as the go-to solution for mining executives, really to consolidate their core assets and generate capital for their companies by listing their non-core assets with non-dilutive funding. As I said, we've already got over 300 assets on the platform and a huge database of over 10,000 key decision makers. So we're really well on our way to making that a reality. I suppose ultimately there's no reason not to use the Minexchange. It's free to use. There's no barriers to entry, and we provide any vendor of mining projects an opportunity to monetize their assets. So why wouldn't you? With no other product and our significant profile, reach, and shareholder backing, why can't we transform the entire mining M&A sector with, ultimately thousands of projects being offered to buyers across the globe in the future?
All right, fascinating stuff, Keaton. Thank you so much for shedding some light on the Minexchange, and we hope to see you at pre-PDAC. Thanks again.
I very much look forward to it, Mark, and thanks very much for hosting. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Keaton Wallace, Managing Director and the founder of the Minexchange. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.